Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason here at New Dimensions, Crystals and Reiki in downtown Brent, Texas. And this is the report for January the 22nd, 2025. Happy birthday, Abigail. To January 28th, 2025. As usual, even though it's so cold outside in South Texas and we've had a atypical winter storm hit the south. I am here at the shop. I might not be here all day, but I am definitely going to be here uh, while I record this video. And part of what we talk about is our nearest star for the starport, which is our sun. And of course, the shifting magnetic poles of the Earth have lowered our protection from the sun, and therefore, all of this cosmic radiation is getting in, and the magnetic um, waves of the planet have brought this cold weather farther south. The closer we get to pole shift, the more likely it is to continue to get colder, not warmer. It doesn't make any sense, but as we heard over the weekend, the sun is very deceptive. Um, yeah, just because it's bright doesn't mean it's warm. And also, it has been active. We just had over the past 2 days, yesterday and then this morning, we had M class solar flares erupt Earth facing with a CME coronal mass ejection towards the Earth. And those coronal mass ejections are heading our way. M class is, of course, smaller than X class. And then X class X1, 2, and 3 is kind of meh anyway. But nonetheless, when the sun is triggered to have in coronal mass ejection, those energies, right when the pop happens, will start to give us feelings of heart palpitations, extra energy, sort of maybe a little bit of pep in the step, as it were, of maybe like almost over caffeinated kind of feeling, like something's fixing to happen. And then when it does impact, which the first one should impact us around Friday evening, that impact really causes things to sort of trigger off in the body, right? If you are on a spectrum of mental capacity, it might trigger an episode. If you have any kind of autoimmune diseases, it might trigger a flare up. If you have any kind of heart palpitations or heart issues, it might trigger or at least raise the heartbeat during those kinds of times. And all of this is scientific, not woo woo. You can get on Space Weather News and check that kind of stuff out and look for scientific reports as that stuff happens. But definitely something that is solar driven. So pay attention to the weather and the like. The second one that erupted this morning, it hadn't got a exact size on it, and the speed of which it erupted hasn't been measured by NASA as of the time I looked. So it probably will hit Sunday or Monday. Um, we are currently in the age of Aquarius. Welcome to Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius and the solar zodiac of Aquarius. And alchemically, if you're sort of wondering where that's going to be affecting you on the body, that is going to be the ankles. Basically, you want to think of how spirituality sort of helps you get your footing on the planet, is sort of the energy of that. And then, of course, the lower sacrum, I think it's the two lowest. Anyway, it's definitely at the bottom of the spine. Those energies are really, as we go inward into the winter, it is about the bounce or the creation of that energy of spring, right? So it's ready to spring back up through the physical form and go back to the stars. So that's the energy that's sort of going on in the physical form. Ankles are also about feeling stable or comfortable enough to move forward, right? You just sort of think of like if you're standing on the ground, how your ankles sort of micro adjust so that your balance is correct, right? And if we are out of balance in our ankles or have too much energy moving through, we might doubt the next steps. We might doubt our past steps. So pay attention to that energy that is starting to affect your physical form. We are currently in retrograde of 3 planets, just till the end of this week for Uranus. And so you should be paying attention to or winding up or coming to fruition The things that you've been building in your physical form are going to start to be not just projects, but ways of life. So pay attention to that sort of energy shift, right? If you've been working out, if you've been dieting, right, you're going to start to see the effects of that, and you're going to start to see new directions because of that, right? If we are an alchemical made up of energy vibrations and chemical interactions, then when we adjust those, it starts to adjust how we see the world. So start to look for those changes you've made in the physical form while Uranus has been in retrograde to start to come to fruition and be noticeable in the upper consciousness, the walking around consciousness, not the subconsciousness. Cool. And moving right along, we are also in Jupiter retrograde, which is really our act of planning our future. And one of the things that sort of helps us with it is Jupiter is also about self-worth, right? This is a large planet of abundance. So we've really been examining our self-worth. And so planning should take into account you are worthy of the good things that you would like, not just hoping that nobody reads the record to see that you are not worth what you're asking for. So, right, this is a process or an act or a work in divinity of understanding we're all divine eternal souls worthy of love and affection, and we have the manifestation power of our own selves to create a pathway forward that we like. And we are in Mars retrograde until the 22nd. And really, Mars, while instigating, sometimes called the planet of war, blah, 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 is really about intentions and setting proper intentions and sticking with those intentions and watching over time as those build momentum. And also redefining yourself with those intentions towards more of a soul-based cosmic understanding of the self and your role here on the planet, not as a conduit for others who might be ruling the planet or directing the actions of the stage, as it were. So pay attention to that energy till the 22nd of February, right? So a whole nother month. Oh my goodness. Like I said at the top of the show, it is the 22nd of January, and it is my one and only Abigail's birthday. She turned 6 today, so happy birthday again. It's funny. Wednesday, the 22nd, is really about releasing control. Oh my goodness, is that about me releasing control, or is it about my young child releasing control and not trying to control the parents? I don't know. Let's look at the next thing is, and we're sort of seeing the bigger picture, right? Are we being controlled from outside the self, or are we gaining control by their own intentions from inside the self? And the effects today are still being felt of last week's full moon, right? And so just sort of feel that capacities and understandings are growing still from that energy. Yeah, so maybe it's better stated, instead of releasing control, releasing yourself from others' control might be a good energy to think of or focus on today, Wednesday. Moves into tomorrow, Thursday, the 23rd. Mars and Mercury sort of combine and work together, really on more of an awakening, right? So this could be a better understanding of symbolism. This could be a better understanding of personal histories, family trees, right? This is really an awakening to a whole lot of data that might be there, right? And there might be a whole bunch of chunks, or the chunks might be coming super fast, and sort of integrating and understanding those all at once is the energy of Thursday. And so really the energy, what the messages should be mostly about, are filling in the blanks of these intentions you've been working on with this Mars retrograde. What is your purpose? And the increasing likelihood that your intentions are being driven by your soul, and that the likelihood of them being completed are higher. And so you're sort of knowing how that energy is starting to work. And this is for everybody, right? This is not necessarily on your personal chart, but this is a sort of a global feeling, right? So think of that if cultures or if institutions have a consciousness that is sort of around them, or if countries have the such things, right? So sort of think of this sort of thing going along among that. If you are paying attention to such things, moves us into Friday, the 24th. Um, Really, the energy is almost a recognition. It is a recognition, right? A recognizing of the hardships of the winter are leading to triumph, right? So this is probably a self-development kind of understanding, but the energy of Friday is such things that all of the work that you're putting in is going to have results. So the seeds that you're planting are going to grow. And the energy, or sort of the message I got when I was doing this, was that embrace the suck, right? The hard parts, the difficult parts, not wanting to get up out of bed and go to the work, go to the shop in the cold, and yada yada yada, all the things, right? That's what I'm talking about. And Mars really helps you believe in yourself and sort of rise above the culture or the moment, right? So if you are put under by cultural changes, then Mars is really sort of saying, continue to be your divine, eternal soul, worthy of love and affection. And these things will have less effect on your now in instantaneous moment. Moves you into Saturday, the 25th. Venus gives us clarity to the work of your heart. So if you've been like hoping or dreaming and having these understandings of what you think you can give to the world, or what's being speaking to your heart, then you're going to have clarity of that going in based on Venus. Higher consciousness is yours, right? So if you've been trying to achieve deeper states of meditation, higher contact with higher parts of the self or the soul, interaction with angelic beings, all those kinds of things, these are kind of the rewards or the recognitions of Saturday, where you sort of realize like, hey, this is possible. I am churning with all the energy of divinity and timelessness that a soul has, and I can sort of do that. What you want to do while that's sort of happening is talk less, right? So when you're talking, you're sort of squeezing off the contact, right? A lot of times in the spiritual world, like you'll want to like get every little detail out or on paper or to somebody, right? And listen a little longer and sort of get a bigger picture, right? It's kind of like if you've never seen a movie and somebody's sitting next to you going, what does this mean? What does that mean? Right. That's the awake self asking the soul, hey, what does this mean? Like, let the soul broadcast and give you the information. So talk less, listen more on Saturday. Sunday, the 26th, Venus and Mars sort of come together, love in action. Uh, really, love in action is really a call to do what you love. Oh my gosh, all the things about why you can't do what you love should go out the window or be satiated. Like, here's why I can't. And then on Saturday, as soul speaking to you, like, here's why you saying you can't is BS, right? So limitations sort of go away. Monday, the 27th, Saturn and the new moon sort of combine for the coming new moon. It's not quite the new moon that day. Self-empowerment and alignment are possible. And so really this is the idea that your soul can take form. And it's not necessarily the soul filling into what culture is or what you believed or defined your life as, but it's the soul giving form or all new form to how you're living and what you sort of see in your reality. Cool stuff. Very cool stuff. I like this new mic being in this position. I don't necessarily know if I like the new mic, but I like the new position. So that made me laugh. Anyway, Jason entertaining himself, giving you information, blah, 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 blah. I think that's all of Monday. On into Tuesday, the 28th, Venus enters its pre-shadow of its retrograde. It's a 5-week lead in, so it'll be 5 weeks from Tuesday till it goes retrograde. And Venus, planet of love, partnerships, right? And so really the energy of Venus is sort of a life review, like close partnerships, business wise, close partnerships, spiritual wise, kids, parents, spouses, all those kinds of things are like, what do I like about these things, or what are I challenged about these things, and sort of a weighing out of what needs to happen, or what would be the best ideal combination of these two things to get the better result that we're both working for. Kind of energy. Yay, Tuesday the 20th. Um, and then the energy that's sort of provoking. Venus goes retrograde about once every 18 months. And so the energy that's provoking is the energy from July to September of 2023, right? So that's just a little over a year and a half ago. Sort of think about what was going on in July of 23 and sort of understand the nature of that, right? July to September, was really sort of a reevaluation for myself. If I'm going to give you some like information about like how that sort of goes, it's one of the things was my interaction with my mom passed away in that November, right? So July to September was a realignment of knowing and expecting that was going to happen, not necessarily a date, but working through that relationship of mother son, of spiritual leader and a person passing away to the spirit world. All that kind of alignment sort of re-happened for me, right? So that was the most pertinent one, or the one that had carried the most energy with me during that time, right? And so that realignment is up for like, okay, what did that realignment do for the current alignments that I already have? Yada yada yada. Those are the kind of energies you think about. I think that's everything. It is yeah, all the things, all the stuff and the things. I may or may not be here for the rest of the day, but that doesn't make any difference. If you come by and I'm here, great. If not, I'll be definitely in tomorrow because it's not going to be that cold for the rest of the week. If you want to book an appointment, newdimensionscrystals.com, book now. If you've never had a session before, we always start with the cleanse. If you don't want to lay on the table and receive energy, you want to do your own work, the breath work is always a thing that you could do, also under the book now. And of course, if you just want a little touch up, like, hey, what's the universe telling me? Tarot readings are usually walk in between customers. It's never overly busy, although sometimes it is, and you might have to wait for a reading. But walk ins are like that. And of course, I'm usually here Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 5 p.m. Of course, if you like the video here on YouTube, like and subscribe, share it with your friends if it's good information. But definitely, the energy is sort of shifting more towards a global change rather than a limited change, right? And it's not even about the peaceful transfer of power that happens in the United States. It's really something more cosmic than that. And the planets are starting to line for that to happen in the age of Aquarius and the rise of the spiritual being, or the escape from, or the union of physical and spiritual as we rise in form, is what's happening on the planet and everybody, even the sun. So hope you had a great report. Until next week, everybody, I'm going to find the button that says stop recording, and I will wish you all many blessings.